Hey, Roald.
Hello?
Are you ready for some top four?
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our judge, Roald Land here, who's going to be joining us for our top 8 here as we start off with our quarterfinals. We have on the right side Bjorn, who we saw during the earlier rounds against Eldrasitron. He is playing 8cast, deck that kind of shut up in popularity with the printing of Thought Monitor. 5th through 8th cast. So technically Bjorn is playing 7 cast. To be fair, he's only playing 3 Thought Monitor because he wanted to try out for Kappa Cannoneer. Now I forget, was Kappa Cannoneer the reason this deck became playable again? Or was it already a thing slightly before? Because I remember
No,
people experimenting with Urza.
no, I think the deck was definitely there, but we've seen a definite uptick in its popularity since the Cannoneer showed up.
Really, really good card from the commander something.
Some commander sets,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Kamigawa commanders. That absurd card. It looks like we have a pretty fast start for Bjorn here
Yep,
of a Ursa Saga. Looks like is holding a Kappa Cannoneer, so that is something
yeah,
coming in the future.
that's gonna come out really fast on this board, I think.
Yeah, definitely. His opponent, our 8th seed Stefan Kouseband, is playing Jeskai control. Now, Jeskai right now is basically like 3 flavors of Jeskai. You have the traditional troll version, playing around Jace, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Have the Hull Breacher Days Undoing version, which is almost like a combo deck in a way.
Combo control, yeah.
Yeah. Stefan is playing Monastery Mentor Murktide Region version, more mid-rangey, more interactive.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a Kappa Cannoneer coming out here with the Mox Opal getting sacked to the... Oh no, it's a Thought Monitor.
Yeah, off the blue from the first
Yeah,
Opal.
yeah, let me...
Draw
4,
2
5,
cards.
6, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Now, Improvise only makes 1 mana off a seed, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can tap it for the improvise or for the mana itself, not for both as you do with the actual affinity.
Yeah. That will put us at 5 mana right now.
Yes. No, no. Go. What's it gonna do? Oh, that's
Play a
a
Sai.
Psy Master Thopterist. Also a big play. That's gonna get out of hand really quick if we don't see an answer from the control player here.
Not too quick, because Bjorn has already played a lot of his free artifacts.
True, true.
Definitely a little
But
slower.
there's the swords, and it's gone.
Answer Sai going to 1 and Stefan going to 19
Yeah.
off the fetch.
Yeah, that looks like a Tundra to me under that glare. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's a Tundra. Yeah. The glare, not bad right now, but it is definitely there.
Brainstorm, and I saw the fetch in his hand. He has a prismatic vista there. So it's going to be a perfect brainstorm, probably.
Like expressive iteration
Yeah.
as well.
Might be a force, but hard to see. That one. Let's touch.
Well, I were Stefan, I would hope to have a force here because that Kappa Cannoneer is going to be really scary real fast.
Yeah, he just cannot get rid of that. I don't think he has any board wipes in his lists. So he'd have to get to like 5 mana to find an answer. Let's see, let me check. Yeah, no board wipes.
Yeah, so once that thing resolves, the game is just pretty much over at that point. There's no blocking it because of the unblockable on the Cannoneer. Looks like he does have the force, so...
Yeah. Sideboard games, he could play a dress down to make it cheaper to kill, but that's still really rough.
I mean, it's not the worst, and I think at some point...
Dress down does replace itself, but still.
Yeah. Could maybe be relevant against like any other creature Bjorn might have. He's playing Ursa Saga. Dress down answers the
tokens,
the constructs. So
oh yeah, you definitely bring them in. That's a given. What are we gonna see here? There's no pithing needle to steal that flooded strand with in the main. That's a retrofitter foundry. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, interesting that Bjorn's Saga package is really small. Like a Shadow Spear, a retrofitter foundry, and I guess the Max Opals and the Mistress Baubles, but that's not really what you want to be looking for.
No, those are corner cases. But he does have the Gravedigger's Cage in the sideboard, I think. And the Pithing Needle as well.
In the side, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and a Soul Guide Lantern, so the package gets bigger in the sideboard games. Right. Not in this matchup, obviously.
We're gonna attack with the Thought Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan down to 17. Also, a little bit short of going the Cannoneer.
Yeah, he was really close, but he sacrificed a lot of his artifacts.
Yeah.
So I think he's seeing that as more of a late game play and just setting up, drawing some cards right now. He's in no hurry, it seems. Double fetch there.
I mean, do you really want to go late game against the deck like Jeskai?
Relatively late. Let's call it relatively late.
In early is the new late, right?
True. True, with the popularity of Doomsday and everything. Although we didn't see any combo decks basically this whole tournament.
We saw a little bit. We did have Doomsday in on coverage.
Oh yeah,
round 5, and I'm kind of sad we didn't see him on coverage, but we did have someone playing Mono Red Painter. Which,
oh yeah, of course, that's true.
This is a really great deck, but yeah, it's not a lot of players.
A Naked Mentor here, by the way. Well, it is protected by that Force of Will, but still.
I mean, if we're using Force of Will to protect that Mentor, then it might be a very, very dangerous game here.
Yeah, on the other hand, of course, his opponent is not going to have any real removal. I mean, he obviously doesn't have the list, and we do, but there's a Otawara in the main, and that's basically the only removal. And you don't expect anything from 8 cast or 7 cast, for that matter.
Yeah, definitely not in the way of removal, and just playing the Mentor and getting your thing going here.
Yeah.
Looks like Bjorn trying to cast a Chalice on 1, Stefan deciding to fire off the Force of Will.
Yeah, did you see what he pitched?
No, I missed that.
I blinked, yeah. Same. Let's see.
I think it might have been Expressive Iteration.
Oh yeah, could be.
They've had a second one.
We're getting close to that Cannoneer, by the way.
Yeah, real close.
Also, the construct is quite large.
That is a 7 construct, I think. Yeah, that's a 7/7. which coincidentally is also large enough to deploy the Heer. And if Stefan is deploying his cards right now, that might signal to Bjorn to go ahead and try. Especially now with the mentor coming out, starting to generate some of those monks.
Yeah, because those monks are going to blank that construct pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. Thunder comes out, no shuffle.
Oh, that's nice, but there is a brainstorm that could dig a little further.
And then again, from Bjorn's perspective, he sees a ponder with no shuffle. So he might think, you know what, there might be something on top. Let's go ahead and try it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Get a prowess
And he can
attack.
even crack his bauble and then go for it, I think. Yes, 7 artifacts. It's could do that if he wants to see a card in hand. There's 2 cards right now. He can see if it's a blue card or a force, and maybe...
I mean, if he does, he needs another artifact, right?
I'm counting 7 on the board. That's enough for your 6 mana.
You tap the bubble.
Yeah. But you only need 6. Cannoneer costs...
Oh, wait, yeah.
He's
He's going for it.
Yeah, but he wants the attack with the construct, worth more to him than seeing a card.
Fair enough.
And there's the brainstorm.
I didn't quite catch what last card in Bjorn's hand was.
Looked a bit like a mentor to me, but it didn't. It's 2 cards, by the way.
No, in Bjorn.
Oh, sorry, Bjorn. Oh no, I did not catch that.
That's an artifact. There might. Attacking twice. Ending the game on the spot there.
Yeah, this is gonna be real. Yeah, control decks moving off of Terminus is really hurting here, I think.
Yeah. I saw an mentor to Expressive Iteration.
Yeah, looks like that. So that's nice, but not very relevant right now.
Swords to Plowshares, which doesn't work against the Cannoneer, unfortunately.
No, probably gonna see that getting rid of maybe a Thought Monitor or the Construct, or maybe he wants to hang on for it. The rough spot, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So, this is something I actually didn't realize at first, but the Cannoneer actually triggers off of itself, which honestly, at this point, it doesn't even matter with how much text that card has, but come on, Wizards! It didn't need to.
Well, it was designed for Commander, where life totals are a lot higher, so it doesn't matter all that much. But
Yeah, I guess the word 4 is worse in Commander, because you have way more mana, but still, it's word 4. It's improvised, so it's really easy to play. And it just ends the game. Just be glad it's not legendary, I guess.
That's just the way I like him. Big and powerful. Not my beloved Crater Hoof, but can't have everything.
It's giving me some real True Name Nemesis vibes, to be honest.
That's a good point. I like that one as well.
Somehow it feels better than True Name Nemesis. These kinds of spots.
I think it is, but it requires more deck building than True Name Nemesis does.
Fair enough. And again, one of them is seeing play. Yeah, no, that's maybe a little unfair. True Nemesis sees the occasional play, like in what Stoneblade decks.
Yeah, you see those popping up now and again, especially now that the Cauldron Complete has been printed. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
Stoneblade was pretty dead, obviously, but yeah, it's coming back.
yeah. The Cauldron definitely a card for that archetype. That thing so much.
At least it doesn't have the lifelink.
Oh yeah, no. Let's give it lifelink too. Oh lord, I mean, 90% of the time it doesn't have the lifelink. Like then you have those.
Bobbled there. He sees an Narset. Oh, that's a good one to know for your bobble timing and your podcasts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, assuming Stefan is going to play the Narset, which
Yeah, he doesn't really have the time for that. But,
no.
do I see a... Yeah, that looks like a Teferi to me. That could bounce the construct, but he still has to deal with the stupid Cannoneer. Or he could play it, hope it doesn't get attacked, and then bounce... No, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get to bounce the Cannoneer.
Bounce the... if you bounce the construct, still
Yeah,
deal with servo.
yeah,
I'm thinking bounce and just try to beat around it. Just that.
yeah, but you still have the Kappa Cannoneer that's clocking you, that's just going to kill you next turn. At least very probably.
I mean, if Bjorn plays an artifact next turn, which I mean, how many artifacts he has? He has a lot. Like any artifact will do it as long as it resolves, and he has 2 cards in hand, so you can pretty much assume that you're dead on board.
Yes.
That the fairy isn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's 1 land short of the swords as well.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a concession here. Or maybe he just waits to see if the artifact gets there, but I don't think this iteration is doing him any favors. Could exile a land, play the planeswalker, bounce the construct, and just hope that there's no artifact coming, but
That's all you can do. And especially in a top 8, you're just gonna make them have it. You know they have it like 95% of the time, but
true, you do you play to your outs. But
yeah. It's not where you want to be right now. To be fair, looking back, could it have been correct for him to not force the chalice on 1?
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's pondered and brainstormed a bit in the meantime, but those haven't been that impactful.
Especially considering you have no other outs to a Cannoneer, you just need to be able to force, right?
True. On the other hand, he did have, I think, a Swords, a Ponder, and a Brainstorm in hand around that time. So maybe you want to protect those cards that are actually in your hand, so that you can find the new answer to the Cannoneer, which he didn't see yet.
True. Yeah, tough spell, definitely.
This 8-cast deck just is attacking from so many angles and also drawing cards.
Yeah. Yeah, the deck draws a lot of cards. With the 8 baubles, the 7 casts.
Oh, well, he was just dead on board because of the what's that thing called? The Retrofitter Foundry just being able to make a servo and triggering the Cannoneer.
Oh, right. So yeah, he had to try and get rid of the Foundry to force the servo.
Yeah, he was just dead on board. That's, I think, why we saw this ending being played on the Foundry. Yeah.
Now the question, Do you just get rid of the construct and try to swing? Oh,
He can't anymore. He just used the mana to prismatic ending the retrofitter foundry.
yeah, but I think he still has a source to plowshare.
Oh yeah, he does have that. That's true.
Take out one of the blockers, get another prowess trigger. I can't quite see what the.
Looks like he's going to make the play you're describing.
I think he has 2
Oh
prowess
no,
triggers here.
he's letting it go to blocks. Is he? What? He's forging his own mentor to survive?
Right. He's gonna gain the life in the monk, and then try and survive against Cannoneer coming in next turn.
That's a smart move. That's why I'm not the control player.
Yeah, that definitely gives him the best opportunity to survive here.
Yeah.
He needs to fade 3 artifacts. That's a lot better than 1, to be fair. That was an Emery for the turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's not very relevant right now, but
Land.
Yeah, that's an ancient tomb in hand, and
Mox Opal being played for the unblockable trigger.
yeah,
Putting the Cannoneer at a whopping 8/8, which
that is lethal because of the.
Yeah. So that is still gonna be game 1 going Bjorn. Now on to game 2 of players keeping their 7. Expect from their sideboards. For those of you watching at home, sideboards and decks, of course, description tournament here. Now, Stefan's side.
We see an Emery resolving immediately.
Fast Emery for Bjorn here.
A bauble in the graveyard for it, and not much else. I think Otawara Island and a... was it Urza Saga?
There's a bubble though, versus bubble.
Yeah.
Brainstorm for Stefan. Stefan's sideboard, we could be looking at nations. Jordan is not playing a lot of basics and has no way of actually fetching. Meltdown definitely coming in.
Yeah, and I think the Red Blast and Pyroblast as well.
Yeah, true. Personally, I think Dress Down would probably be good. Constructs being able to source the plowshares, a Cannoneer could be have a Red Blast.
Yeah, it turns off enough to be interesting.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of options for Stefan here from the sideboard. On Bjorn's side, not a whole lot, but he probably doesn't need a whole lot. Deck seems much built to be kinda one drop blue decks. See a Chalice on 1 coming out here.
Yeah, the only thing I'm now noticing is that he has the Crucible of Worlds in the side, and if he's expecting the Ruination, he might want to board that in, but that's some next level stuff. That's a force for the Chalice.
Honestly, I think in his situation, I would then rather just board in Flusterstorm and try to interact that way. Especially expecting the blasts.
That makes sense, yeah. I think his forces get a little worse because you don't really want to be forcing against a deck like that. You want to draw your cards and just go under them and kill them.
Keep slamming bombs, like keep slamming Chalice of the point on 1. And this one does in fact resolve.
Yeah, that's possibly going to be a problem. Turns off the blasts and, well, obviously all the cantrips. That enough for a broadcast? Yes, yes.
Yes, it is.
1, 3. Is it?
With mana floating from the other mugs.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So, not fastest start from Bjorn's side here, but definitely ahead thanks to that chalice.
Well, his start was quite decent with the Emery and the
No,
chalice, but he got answered a lot.
yeah, not a lot of great Emery hits anyway, so I'm not sure if it was really all that scary. I mean, a bubble is technically all you need with an Emery, I suppose.
Draws a card every turn, and you're gonna find more.
Yeah, true. Like ancient draw for the turn for Bjorn here.
Yeah, see a mentor in hand for Stefan, but I think he has the white source yet.
Stefan's mana base right now a little heavier on basics side.
He didn't have any fetches, so that's why, I think. He can pretty safely fetch his non-basics, unless he's looking at ruinationing sometime soon.
No basics after no fetches after a brainstorm either.
Yeah, that's too bad. But he did iteration through it.
There's ball.
Not as exciting without the M.
So wondering why Bjorn played it now and not just kept it in hand.
I think you want to either play it and crack it, so that you're not playing around a possible Narset, or keep it in hand for Cannoneer triggers. Or maybe he's going to cast his Cannoneer off of it.
Narset is definitely a consideration.
That's an Urza Saga.
Yeah. Yeah, Narset does make this a little bit more difficult. Not really that difficult. The side of Bjorn here, I think. I mean, not to say that his deck is easy, but his deck's definitely made for this matchup, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a Cannoneer that appears to have resolved, so this is going to be a rough spot for Stefan here. We might see a really fast match.
Yeah, no white mana. And isn't doing anything.
And no answer to the Cannoneer is going to kill him really quick.
Look-see at Stefan's next draw. Looks like it was a brainstorm? Yeah, well, I think it was a brainstorm.
I see a meltdown. We're gonna see the meltdown. That's a problem, but not as much of a problem with the Cannoneer already out. Going to get rid of some stuff, though. At least the chalice has been cleared.
Yeah, meltdown, definitely a good card against his deck, but not the greatest when you have a bunch of really expensive artifacts that you just don't spend any mana for, basically.
No, but he had to cast it in that spot.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, absolutely.
Oh, he did find the fetch land for the from this brainstorm. It seems that's good for him, but
yeah, just
not gonna be enough.
I don't know. It just feels kind of bad using your artifact destruction and then leaving your opponent with two artifacts that are actually just beating you down. You know.
Yeah, this is true. And
another seat.
Yeah, and I saw, I think, as a Retrofitter Foundry in hand. And I also saw a lotus petal earlier, I think. So, and there's a Sai that's going to make a lot of extra artifacts.
Yeah, just classic play board wipe. Draw the thing that clogs up the board.
Yeah. Did have him tap out of this Saga token. Is possibly relevant here, but Sai might just be fast enough to negate that downside.
And even if it isn't, the Topters still trigger the Cannoneer, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So you play a
Yes.
Lotus Petal, you get a counter, you get a Thopter, you get a counter.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing Impact Tremors.
Yeah, he's really going for it here.
Like, looking at this, I do not for the life of me understand how Jeskai is supposed to be winning this, like, ever.
No, I think this match is done. Oh, he did board in the Force of Negation. I had not expected that. Maybe he is afraid of a Ruination or a Meltdown.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, there comes Retrofitter and another 2 counters and a Thopter.
Is he just going for the I'm gonna kill you this turn? Nah, never gonna happen this turn.
No. But 12 damage is a massive amount.
Yeah, this.
And he has lethal on board again, because the Retrofitter could make another token, and if the Retrofitter doesn't, the Ursa Saga will. So,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, just an absolute.
this game is over.
It's a monster of a card, absolutely.
Not fetching white mana here.
Ah,
He's going to do something red, apparently.
how many white cards did he pop with the Brainstorm? Is that?
Did not see either. Did have something in hand? Oh, he has the Tundra in hand. That makes sense.
Fair enough. Yeah, still, like, what do you do here?
Pray and die, I think.
Meltdown X is 6. Could somehow get that kind of mana.
His deck just cannot, so that's not gonna happen. No, I think Stefan's just going to see the top of his deck, see if anything is happening for him, but I don't think he has any outs. There's a Pyroblast there that's not doing him any favors.
Can technically get rid of the Cannoneer, but at this point it doesn't matter anymore.
No, he's gonna. They're still lethal on the board with the Thought Monitor and the 2/1/1s. Yeah, and
Sai broke it open. And that's gonna be 2-0 for Bjorn here, going on to the semi-finals.
yeah, exciting.